Down goes Matt Gaetz, announcing just prior to us going live that he is withdrawing his name from consideration to be Attorney General. And that's fine. He can do that. He's actually old enough to consent to having his name withdrawn from consideration. And I at least think consent is important, which is why I'm not qualified to serve in the White House. But apparently neither is Matt Gaetz, and that's an amazing surprise for America, because I really felt in the pit of my stomach that he was going to make it through and become Attorney General, but no. And we're gonna talk about where maybe he goes from here, maybe where that spot goes from here. But Viviana, you're here with us. Did you expect that he was going to be taken out by, all of this evidence and the witness testimony and the conversation about his alleged crimes?
I absolutely thought it was going to come out anyway, and I kind of think that's why he pulled out.
So you're talking about the ethics report. You think it will come out, or would have?
I think that report would have come out anyway, and that's what spurred this change. I'm sure the Republican Party is sort of in a conflict about all of this, because we have sort of a mixture of people who are like actual politicians, have actual experience, even though they're within the Republican Party. So I may not agree with their opinions, but then we have this influx of like frat boy, fortunate son, like CCR mentioned, like coming into politics, particularly with Trump at the helm. He's picking these type of yes men. So thank goodness that the ethics committee is bipartisan. It's 5-5. It allowed this discussion to happen. I was surprised that they weren't going to release it, but that's also sort of their MO. They don't really release these kinds of backdoor things. But he has a lot of evidence against him, even though the DOJ dropped the charges because of insufficient evidence. When you're the senator's son, so to speak, I don't know if his dad was actually a senator, but when that's where you come from, he's used to getting off the hook.
Yeah, I mean, he gives off, and has since the early days of us knowing who he is, exactly that energy of, my dad owns a car dealership, I can do whatever I want. That's his whole vibe. It's carved into the strange lines of his face, but apparently not. Now, I do want to let you know what the way he announced this, by the way, was posting on social media. He said, it's amazing. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. I'll return to that in a sec, but he goes on to say, there is no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. Well, to be clear, he was wildly unqualified for the position anyway. So even if he had gotten through, it wouldn't really be ready on day one, because you don't know what you'd be doing in the position. But while the momentum was strong, if the momentum was strong, why are you pulling out? That doesn't make, what are you talking about, man? Every single update about your nomination has been bad, or at least really suspicious and concerning. That's it. If there's any momentum, it's momentum towards people wanting to know what is in that ethics report. As a hacker releases some information, and as reporting comes out about the witnesses, and as the lawyers talk, that's what the momentum is. And I think you know that. But then also saying it's unfairly becoming a distraction. What exactly is unfair about it? You're accused of a bunch of stuff. I'll set aside the campaign finance stuff, all the other stuff you're alleged to. You're alleged to have had sex with an underage girl and then possibly trafficked her. Is it unfair of us to focus on that? Are you, as a member of the Republican Party, going to tell me that us being concerned about powerful Washington elites having sex with kids is unfair to discuss? Because I kind of feel like you guys have been interested in that quite a bit over the years, Viviana. What do you think about the unfairness argument?
I mean, the hypocrisy is real, John. And we have heard nothing but this fear mongering about pedophilia within the elites and the Hollywood elites, which, by the way, Trump is a Hollywood elite. I've interviewed him on a red carpet. In any case.
Oh, you have? I did not know that, actually.
For Celebrity Apprentice. And he was an idiot then. No offense, former President Trump. Actually, a little bit of offense.
Some offense.
I'm not shocked at hypocrisy. This has been something that they have been standing on. I mean, since Pizzagate and the pedophilia and the sex trafficking and this whole thing. But yet they are the party that is tied to this. so much. And this Gaetz, as you know, John, is not the only one accused of this. Not to pivot too much, but I want to ask you how much of this withdrawal could be due to the fact that he knows he couldn't do the job, that he was scared and he really was like, ew, this is going to be tough. And I want to continue my underage, exploits. His book, which I will not name, talks about dating in Hollywood. I mean, in Washington. Anyway,
Yeah.
do you think?
I think for a regular person, perhaps, but he has, and basically everyone in Republican politics has that totally unearned confidence. I don't know. I mean, if he's an intelligent guy, and I don't think he's like blanket one of their dumber people necessarily. I think he's gonna lap Marjorie Greene or whatever, but concerned that he couldn't do the job. None of them care about these jobs fundamentally. None of them think like, oh no, it's an important position deserving of years of experience. None of them think that. But I think he was worried that the report was going to be released and it was look terrible. I think he was worried that this would have happened, like he would have been forced to withdraw, but just as more information came out. So he left Congress assuming, and we'll return to the topic of him leaving Congress. He left Congress assuming, well, that means the report now won't come out because I'm not there. And then it looked like, well, the report might still come out. Well, now if he leaves, the run for AG, then maybe now the report doesn't come out, or at the very least, they don't bring in the witnesses before the Senate. He really does seem to be running scared from what that report could possibly indicate.